Hey friends, Silvano here from roughandstudio.com. Today with a new tutorial where I'm going to show you one little tool that you can use on your bassline, which actually doesn't change the transients of your bassline like other tools like Compressor does. So let's jump in. Okay, so let's quickly play that bassline. So you can hear and actually see it that this bassline was probably recorded with the analog synthesizer, right? It was played live. We can hear and see the peaks, right? So dynamic is the range between the loudest and the quietest part, right, in an audio file. So what we could do is tame it with the compressor, but then we also change the transients of the notes and also the waveforms some kind, right? But what I did on this particular bassline was just using a bass rider from Waves. It actually doesn't have many parts to tweak, right? And that's what I like. I want to get quick results, good results. So let's play it again with the plugin on. Especially this part, right? I especially want to target this part. This one that really peaks out. So what this plugin does is basically just writes the volume of the audio file, right? It works the same like I would just cut every note here, make a cut, and then I just would turn down the volume, right, to tame that little boy a little bit. But we have this bass rider which actually does the work for us, and we don't need to change the transients or whatever like with the compressor. Step number one is to set the target. You set it in between the loudest peak and the quietest peak, right? Yeah, I guess something like this. Step number two is actually to set the range. So you can imagine this like the fader here would be DJ fader, something like that, and you just put the finger on that fader and you don't go further, or you can go further than the finger, right? And this range button is exactly for that. The louder notes get turned down, but not exceed this little limiting range, right? And the same goes for the quieter notes. We don't exceed this limiting point there, right? And last but not least, you can compensate the volume again like in a compressor, right? So we have around the same volume. Let's compare it. That's it. Very quick tip. Shorter video today, but I hope this helps. So let's have a listen. So, and that's because we tame the low end a little bit with this little bass rider, we can later gain more loudness, right? Because if we put a limiter on the master chain later or during the mastering process, we actually gain some kind of headroom, because bass or sub frequencies always suck in so much energy, especially for the limiter, right? So it needs to work really hard, and this can result in some pumping or some clipping, clicks, pops, and we actually can't go as loud as we want maybe. So we already take care of this. Just set the center range, the target range, sorry, then the range where it should work, set the fast and slow setting, and then just level it to the same amount like it sounds unprocessed, and that's it. So let's have a listen again. I really like it. I hope you too. And I have the feeling also that the clap cuts through a little bit better, because we tamed those louder peaking notes out with the bass rider. And yeah, so that's it. I hope this helps. If yes, I have a little free gift for you, which is my 7-step low end checklist. It's packed full with stuff like this bass rider plugin, or all the techniques and plugins that you need for mixing a more balanced and punchy low end for your raw, minimal or micro house tracks. And second, let me know in the comments what else you need help with, so I can cover this in a later tutorial. But for now, I hope this helps. Thanks for your time. Thanks for watching. Cheers.